Hi, Jim McGregor here from TIRIAS Research. I'm one of the principal analysts and founder of TIRIAS Research, and I'm here at the Qualcomm booth at MWC 2025 with Ignacio Contreras, good friend that I've known for I don't know how long now, and now the VP of Product Marketing. So, this is kind of an exciting time. I mean, we have AI, we have new connectivity being talked about, even 5G Advanced and 6G, we have new compute solutions. Tell me, where do all these things connect?
Hi, Jim. Thanks for having me here. It's interesting because Mobile Congress, of course, we have been long timers in this show.
Yes.
And it's always been about connectivity, with 3G, 4G, 5G, all of that. But now with all this, I'll say, revolution or the rise of artificial intelligence, to me at least, it's nice to see the intersection of those two, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because overall connectivity can make AI better, right? As we know, AI will run not just only on the cloud, only on devices, only on on-premise appliances, will run throughout, right? Loads will be distributed, particularly inference, across all these systems. And you need connectivity, right? With 5G, Wi-Fi, Ethernet, to basically be able to connect them and use, for instance, agentic AI, or be able to, at the end, build an application that will serve users. But also AI advancements are making connectivity better, right? We just launched the Qualcomm X85 modem RF, right? Our 8th generation of 5G connectivity modem solution. Yes.
It seems like yesterday
and we were there for the first one. Yes. But it's our 4th generation, including AI capabilities, right? Mm-hmm. So there's an integrated AI processor to run several algorithms that can enhance connectivity. For instance, we have channel state feedback. That's all modems do channel state feedback. Basically, they report to the cell tower what's the wireless conditions at any moment. Mm-hmm. So the tower can adjust scheduling and serve all the devices in a more efficient way. But with AI, it's not just reporting, we're predicting what will be the wireless conditions once instant after. And therefore, having that, because we account for the time that it will take the signal to go from the phone, right, to the cell tower, so you can predict rather than report, right, what will be the conditions, and therefore have better optimization that enhance connectivity, not just for device, but the entire network overall. So going back to that, the trend in terms of the intersection at this Mobile Congress of connectivity and AI and how they can make each other better, I think it's just a very nice theme that we're seeing here at the show.
Oh, we are. And what's interesting is, I mean, in a handset, that's significant, thinking about the fact that you're going to have AI in the modem, you're going to have AI in the SoC that's actually running all your applications, accelerating your applications. You're going to have AI. Some of the solutions that we're seeing are the RANs that are sitting on the poles, and everything else are going to have AI in them. The base stations are going to have AI.
On-premises boxes for industrial enterprise applications.
And, everything in the cloud. It is pretty much an AI solution from end to end now.
Yes.
And that's what's amazing. Although I have noticed also here, especially on the consumer side, that everyone's offering or trying to integrate AI agents or agentic AI. That kind of scares me.
Why? Why it scares you?
I'm just like, okay, am I going to have a lot of AI agents yelling at me from every direction now?
You should be in control. At least to me, the way I look at that is that how we are using technology to evolve the user interface, right? From my times, probably your times, we'll use the command line, right, to control our computers, and then we went into graphical user interfaces, and that was a big jump, very helpful for many people. Then with smartphones, we went into touch, and that was very helpful as well for many people to expand the scope and the reach of computing. And now with AI, right, if we do these agents well, they will be able to further enable, right, new generations of people that will be able to do more with their devices. So you don't have to jump from different app to app to do what you want, like understand a full workflow in the enterprise, or maybe I just want to organize a birthday, right, for my sister, and I can say, okay, when is my sister's birthday, if I recall, what she likes to do, what would be a good thing for her, okay, can we reserve a restaurant that, and the AI can start executing all those activities on your behalf, right? You're still in control, right? And all your information, it's still personal because, at least in our view, the AI agent needs to reside on the device itself to be responsive, but also to be able to protect your privacy, your own data. But enabling that new way to interact with devices, I think it's, to me, no, it's scary. To me, it's exciting because we, at the end, we need to do what's right for users, and users will adopt what will help for them.
I agree. I think it really it makes technology what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be easy to use, and it's not easy to use for most people. It's really, obfuscating the all those different levels of software, all those different levels of hardware throughout the system, to where you actually finally have an intelligent device or devices that can do. Although, at least with Alexa, you had to say, "Hey Alexa." Now it's the nice thing about agentic AI is it's going to know who you are. It's going to have your kind of digital persona. It's going to understand. In a lot of cases, it's going to do things for you before you even know you want it. Like you're driving, it's going to tell you, take a different route. There's a roadblock. Or if you want parking at this location, go this route. Or, it's Thursday or Friday. I like pizzas on Friday. Would you like me to schedule, a booth at your favorite restaurant? It's going to be amazing what we can do.
Also, you're not convinced. You're not no longer scared.
I'm still worried that, between my car, my phone, my PC, that they're all either A, they're all going to be asking the same question, or B, they're going to be colluding behind me.
Maybe the latter. Hopefully they will be helpful. They will coordinate with each other, so you don't have to ask the same thing to your phone, then to your car, and then to your PC. That'll be awkward. I agree.
That would be awkward. But if you say it once and they all hear you, who answers? No, just kidding. So what else excites you, especially being at Mobile World Congress? What else are you really excited about that's either here or coming up that we're seeing over the next couple of years?
Well, the element of agentic AI, I think it's impressive. I'm trying to think what we're going to... one of the questions I received in the booth, like having those conversations with the people here, is okay, but agentic AI, last year we were talking about large language models and chatbots, basically using AI. Now we're talking about agentic AI, what we're going to talk next, right? And I know it's hard to predict these things, but to me, I think one element that might be coming is embodied AI, or the use of AI in robotics or cars, or things that can interface with now the physical world.
The physical AI.
And, yes, and help you physically. I think we might be talking maybe next years or a short distance from here about those applications. But also other use of AI, like in enterprise, for instance. For one of the things we're showcasing here at the booth, it's worker assistance, right? And worker assistance in which you can put in the AI inference box all the manuals, all the complex technical information for, let's say, an oil and gas plant, and use AI to ask any question. Like what I'm seeing here is multimodal, right? And it can describe the equipment that you're seeing in front of you, and it can describe, let's say, how to repair, how to operate, right? That machine very simply. One thing that amazed me is that even if all the, let's say, the documentation, all the database, it's in English, it can still respond in any language. You know? I'm native Spanish speaker. So
No, just kidding.
that was a good guess. I know you're shocked, right? Yes. But I was able to ask something like, ¿cuál es el procedimiento en caso de incendio? Just what's the procedure in case of a fire, right? And it was able to give me a very compelling answer in Spanish as well, and point me to the kind of documents or relevant documents that to more complete, right, answer my question. So if you are a multinational, for instance, right, and before you have to translate all these documents, you have to train all the workforce, right, on different languages so they can operate locally. Now you can put all the knowledge, and that to me is the key of AI. It's not that accumulating data, it's accumulating knowledge, right? And you can distribute that knowledge basically on any language.
communicate to multiple people in all different parts of the world.
And
if you need to upgrade systems simultaneously.
Yeah. And answer to exactly the question that you need. So again, the AI, going back to the discussion that we had in terms of the user interface, being a bit of more of a level playing field, right, for people, and be able to empower people that they may have not memorized the full manual, they have not memorized like all the steps or might not have all the apps to organize a birthday party, using AI as a knowledge system to be able to help people with all these things, whether it's organizations or workers or individuals. To me, it's exciting, but I'm a techie, so I get excited about these kind of things.
No, I agree. I think it is exciting. It's some of the things that I think that are being, I think we spent so much time, dreaming about what AI would be, and now it's here and it's coming so quickly. I mean, it was just 2 years ago that we first demonstrated AI, or Qualcomm first demonstrated AI on device with Stable Diffusion, being able to do images right there on your handset. And oh God, they gave me one of the handsets, and I think I played with it for 2 hours until they finally took it out of my hands. I was just amazed at what I could do with it. Yeah, so no, it is incredible, and we're putting this, like you said, on device, and it's secure, and it really is becoming kind of like your digital persona or your digital. I don't want to say digital twin. That's kind of freaky, but at least that digital persona, that true assistant that we've always wanted.
Yes.
And in talking about, enterprise, that's a great example. I think we're set for a revolution, not just in how we look at technology and use technology, but also in our business models. And I ask every tech company I meet with, every company's looking at two things. They're looking at either A, how do I use AI to make my company more efficient? Or B, how do I use AI to improve my products and services? But very few companies are actually looking at the third question that I think is really important. That is, how does AI change my business model? And what does my business model look like in 5 or 10 years with AI?
Yes.
Any thoughts, any ideas?
The way I think about this is like when the transistor was invented, right?
You're dating us now.
Yeah, I read the history books.
That's cool.
And when the transistor was invented, right, people there could not foresee, right, what could be possible. It's cool, we can just maybe do the same that vacuum tubes could do. But even the geniuses that invented that, right, at Bell Labs were not able to foresee what the possibilities were possible with that piece of image. That's how I think about AI, right? So it's sometimes even trying to imagine that. I just love witnesses and working with people and trying to understand what each other is doing, because I don't know what we will do with AI, but I know it will be amazing things and what just start overall. So I try to be humble of the moment that we're living.
And then you add that along with continued advancements in computing performance, continued advancements in communication, to where broadband is kind of an afterthought. You expect to have it on everything today.
I always use these analogies. It's like oxygen, right? You
Very
assume that it's there, but when it starts lacking, right? I know if you have gone up in a mountain and you still are feeling that there's lack of oxygen.
Wait a minute, I live on a mountain.
Well, then maybe you're not the perfect case. But when I went to the mountain and I went like at 10,000 feet in a few hours, and you can feel the lack. Oh, that's all the alarm systems pop up. And you realize how important it is, right? So connectivity, yes, thankfully, right, for the efforts of many companies, the full ecosystem, Qualcomm included, it's an afterthought, because we assume it's there, we assume that it's going to work, we assume it will do well, right? And we continue to advance technology because we continue consuming more and more data. But also adding on top of that, all the processing and all the AI capabilities, I think those are the key building blocks and ingredients to do great things.
Well, and we usually think about just, the traditional 5G networks and everything else. I've noticed one thing here at the show, and it's kind of a space race of its own, with a lot of satellite companies here rushing to put up low Earth orbit satellites to support NTN capability, which is built into 5G, but is going to be enhanced, obviously, as we go towards 5G Advanced and 6G with more capabilities, not just, SOS. But I mean, even like Harman was showing off the Snapdragon-based solution using NTN-capable networks. So that really takes it to a point where we have coverage globally, worldwide.
Yes, and happy that we are a lot behind that because whoever is launching satellite systems, we work with the whole ecosystem. So right now, in fact, our modern RF systems are the ones who enable the most satellite connectivity, satellite-enabled phones, right, worldwide, whether it's Android ecosystem or not, right? That's kind of a technology that we have put together to just go beyond Earth, right, in terms of connectivity and provide that ubiquity that's being very helpful for people with just not just emergency, but now tags and more things coming.
And we should probably note also here that, you know, the X85 is the star of the show, obviously. You know, that's the latest generation 5G modem from Qualcomm. But that's not the only modem you guys released here at the show. So you released two IoT modems, the E51 and E53.
Yes.
Three modems.
Yes, E41, E51, and
E52. You're right.
Yes.
Three modems,
yes.
The 41, 51, 52. So, I mean, it's not just for the high-end handsets or anything else. Those are going to go into a whole plethora of IoT applications. You want to go over some of the applications you see for those types?
That's as broad as the term IoT, right? Can be, because we have seen, for instance, a lot of interest in applications for point-of-sale terminals, right? Smart metering is another application. Parking systems, right? That now you don't have people not using coins, so you need to replace that with with a modern connectivity, 5G connectivity or 4G, to be able to manage, right, those payment systems overall. So yeah, I can go with a long list of applications that we're seeing for those kind of modems. But again, we need to keep advancing the technology, right? Whether it's the high end with things like X85 and 6K irrigation, AI embedded into the modem, 10,000 irrigation combinations, to the IoT, right?
Yeah.
That need to be very cost effective, still 4G, right? Some of them still 4G solutions that still need to be Cat 1Bs and others to enable very, again, connectivity dependent applications that are rising that still need to be very cost effective. Our job at Qualcomm is to keep advancing all the technology further, whether it's at the high end, IoT, or any other environment, because I know you know, but in the United States, right, between 2021 and 2023, the demand for mobile connectivity doubled. So it's like twice the amount of data that's going through cellular networks compared to, again, 2 years ago, post-pandemic. So the modern technology that was premium, or maybe good enough 5 years, 4 years ago, is no longer sufficient, right? Otherwise, you will see because the number of towers, I can tell you, is not doubling.
No.
So that means that we need to keep enhancing the technology. Otherwise, you will see the networks crowded and people that's dissatisfied with poor connectivity, with drop video calls, with drop calls overall. So we need to continue advancing technology to be able to basically afford all this demand for data connectivity, whether it's coming from machines, from PCs, from phones or others. We don't see a stop yet on that. And a few years we'll be talking a lot more about 6G even.
Well, and the reason I always come to Qualcomm first, especially Mobile World Congress, is, you know, kind of like we used to look at Intel as having a multi-year advantage on manufacturing technology. Qualcomm has the same multi-year advantage on modem and RF technology. I mean, and I lump those together because really, you know, with the whole complete RF front end that you have combined with the modem, you've got the complete wireless solution, and you're always leading the standards bodies. You're always leading with the first devices out there. So, I mean, first off, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm representing here a lot of engineers and thousands of people that make that job, but yeah, that will take the compliments in home.
But it is amazing. So, any other thoughts on MWC or even the future of mobility that we should be thinking about?
Well, now when we think about mobility, it's no longer the phone, right?
Yeah.
We think now about mobility, about cars, about PCs, about AR glasses, right? We have also AR glasses now running AI models and change the user interface with that. So I think not just with Qualcomm, but even at the Mobile World Congress, we keep broadening, right, the scope, right? The lens keeps like encompassing more and more, and what we mean with connectivity, with computing, with AI overall. So more to come. I don't know what we'll be talking about exactly next year, Jim, but if history is any precedent, will be here again.
Well, I never expected to see a car announced at Mobile World Congress, but Xiaomi introduced a car, an EV, at Mobile World Congress.
Yes.
So I agree with you.
Mhm.
It will be amazing to see. And this is probably, I believe this is the highest attendance they've ever had in MWC. From the traffic I've seen, it's definitely pre-COVID levels. It is amazing to see the excitement. So,
Yes.
Ignacio, my friend, it's always good.
Nice to see you, James. Thanks for having me. Thank you.